Hey, Killer Frogs, what a great day to be in Omaha. It's day 4 of the College World Series, Sean.
It is game 8. Coming to you tonight, 7 o'clock here. It's going to be Vanderbilt, TCU. TCU's the home team this time. And this is going to be a fight to the finish.
It is going to be a fight, but first we've got another game fixing to go on. We've got the LSU Tigers, who the Frogs handily took care of the other night, playing Cal State Fullerton. That's going to be a big game in itself right there, elimination game. Cal State Fullerton, lost in dramatic fashion yesterday to be here.
Yeah, that suspension, Elshman was taking care of business, and unfortunately that suspension really kind of took
the
Cal
weather
State off their game.
suspension on Sunday, yeah.
The weather suspension. They started up the game again yesterday, and I felt for Cal State, but Vanderbilt came back with the walk-off home run. First walk-off home run in the College World Series since 2009, so they won in dramatic fashion.
Well, we'll see what kind of pitching Cal State Fullerton has for LSU. Of course, we know LSU is a strong team.
Very, very much so. I would expect LSU to win this game this afternoon.
Well, up and down LSU, if you look at their superlatives, up and down all around. I mean, when they're on the board, they're either first-team All-American or second in the draft or, freshman of the year. It's a crazy lineup that they have.
It's a very powerful lineup, and
right.
Cal State kind of burned through a lot of their pitching over the last 2 days, essentially. So I'm expecting LSU to win this game handily. I'd be very surprised if Cal State did come back and win. I think all Frog fans would love Cal State to actually come back and win, but I honestly think LSU is going to take this game.
Well, what we need to do is take care of business tonight at 7 o'clock in the game that we're talking about between TCU and Vandy.
Returning champions.
And another strong, as they like to say, SEC team,
We have to get at least one mention.
Yeah, we have to get that. That is a rule at Omaha by the NCAA. You talk about how strong the SEC is, and so.
And this is a strong team.
It is a strong team.
A very strong pitching staff. They had 3 Commodores taken in the first round of the draft. 2 of their pitchers, in fact. Fulmer, who started the game against Cal State on Sunday, and then also we had a Walker Buehler, who the Frogs saw back in March. He was taken right after Fulmer. But today, we actually have a different starting pitcher.
Walker Buehler, he had a day off in California, didn't he?
Bueller.
Oh, that was Ferris Bueller, but I think Walker took one too, did he not?
Yeah, he did,
Okay,
actually.
all right. I just want to
Walker Buehler hasn't pitched since June 1st, so kind of a little bit of surprise, though, that today's starting pitching is going to be Alex Young for the Frogs, and for the Commodores, they're going to actually pitch Philip Pfeiffer.
Philip Pfeiffer, yeah, that's Michelle Pfeiffer's son, right?
Meow.
No, I'm getting all these Hollywood cliche. Anyway.
Well, we do have Kevin Costner in the house. So
but,
maybe.
Sean, in talking to you lining up, you talked about this matchup being either Pfeiffer or Buehler, and you were like, man, I think it'd be crazy to start with Pfeiffer, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I thought what we were going to see is the same thing the Frogs saw back in March, starting Buehler and then bringing Pfeiffer in from the bullpen as relief. Pfeiffer's an interesting pitcher. He is a left-hander, and of course we saw a left-hander in LSU against the Frogs' left-handed lineup. Pfeiffer, though, began the season actually as a relief pitcher, and under relief, he pitched on average about 2 1/3 inning. His ERA was hovering around 3 as a relief pitcher, and he was only giving up essentially a half a hit per inning under relief. But the last 7 games of the season for Pfeiffer, he started, and not the last 7 full games, the last 7 games he started, and his ERA jumped up to 5. So Pfeiffer's a very good pitcher early on. After you get about 3 innings in, though, he's vulnerable, and I think that's exactly what the Frogs need to do. They need to take advantage of Pfeiffer early on in this game to have any chance of winning.
Well, one of those guys, which one was the first-round draft pick there? Was it
Fulmer was in first round, and Walker Buehler was in first
Walker
round.
Buehler, that's what I'm saying. And talking about their shortstop there, that
Dansby Swanson, yeah.
Dansby Swanson.
Best shortstop in college. He was the first overall pick in the MLB draft.
That's pretty impressive, folks. We're going against an impressive team. But again, we have an impressive staff and we have an impressive team.
We do have an impressive
We just
team.
didn't play in the SEC. Anyway, so 2 references. There we go. It should be a great matchup. They do some things pretty fundamentally well, though. They didn't, they were what in the postseason? Did you say 12 for 12 stealing?
Yeah, they were perfect stealing bases in the postseason. They're not as aggressive as TCU, but they are efficient on the base paths. They've got a great lineup. They got 2 switch hitters in the middle of this lineup, so whoever the Frogs are going to go out there and pitch, it should be a pretty even lineup the Frog pitchers are going to face.
And didn't they have like 7 batters over 300?
They do. 7 starters over 300 on the year.
On the year, and so
with Dansby Swanson.
But of course, we saw that with LSU.
We did.
We saw even a stronger lineup
A&M.
with LSU and A&M. We're used, and our pitchers are used to cutting down those kind of pitchers. And so, I think TCU today, we got to stay aggressive. Got to get Cody Jones on that, Nolly Brown, get those fast guys on there, get them around. Be efficient with our hits to runs, which we've been very efficient lately.
We've been extremely efficient
Right.
throughout the regionals, super regionals. Every game we've played, we've played very efficient baseball. And of course, the aggressive nature of TCU on the base paths usually is a major plus. Unfortunately, this team is very well disciplined. They do not make a lot of errors in the field, especially in the postseason. They've had 1 error throughout the entire postseason. So expect the Frogs to be aggressive again, but don't expect that same little poche kind of toss over the first baseman that we saw against LSU.
And another thing we talked about, Sean, was in recent games when we've had an explosion of runs with the Frogs, the next game it seems like everything's settled down. Yeah, and so we're hoping today that's not a fact. These guys got to be aware of that, and they're going to be ready to go. They know that this game means as much as any game in the College World Series today.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned before, only 3 teams in the last 35 years have won the College World Series from the losers bracket. So whoever wins this game is going to be set up with Virginia to win it all. So this is a must-win, obviously, for the Frogs. It's not an elimination game for the Frogs, but it certainly is a must-win.
Yeah, it's big. We've been here twice in the same situation and lost, and this time we have got to pull off the win versus Vanderbilt to get ourselves in better position. We are set the rest of the tournament as far as pitching.
Absolutely. TCU and Florida, a little bit of an embarrassment of riches when it comes to their arms, and TCU is set up very well to win this tournament, but it has to start tonight.
Absolutely. Well, Sean, we got a game fixed to start here in about 50 minutes, and then we'll see after that. We'll see the Frogs starting on the field against the Commodores, led by Lionel Richie.
All night long. All night long. All night.
Not, but anyway, different kind of Commodores, and we're going to hopefully come home with a big victory for the Frogs.
Absolutely.
All right.
Let's go get them.
All right, very good.
All right.
Go Frogs.
Go Frogs.